How's it going? It's Tuesday, October 2nd, 2012. Time for another edition of a little radio show we like to call WZR Radio. I'm Ryan Clark. He's Matt Boone. We're going to be here for the next 2 hours talking pro wrestling. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We don't. We had Monday Night Raw from last night, and we have Matty Boone, who is on a cell phone from Florida. It's awful loud. What's going on, man?
Cutting in and out real bad.
Yeah, it's very, very loud, and it sounds bad. Can you roll up the windows or something? What's up?
I'm sorry, you were cutting in and out. I couldn't even hear you. I can hear you now, though, I believe. Oh, yeah, you're good. Just to, once again, I'm sorry, see, it is going to be rough, man, because we're on the road. Just to prove the dedication that I have to this great program, and all you great fans, been on the road 12 babyface cheap, but yeah, been on the road 12 hours, got about another 2 to go, just happens to be the 2 we're doing the show here, so if we cut in and out, it's because of that, and I'll do my best to work around it, brother. But what's going on? How we doing this week?
We're doing good, man. It's gonna be, like you said, dude. It's gonna be kind of a crazy show because you're on the road. You're coming up from Tampa, Florida. You're going back to Orange Park. So here's the deal with Matty Boone. I mean, you said on the freeway there are points where the phone cuts out and you're gonna have problems. So if that happens, we got to get these 2 big bits right out and right at the start of the show. So if Matty Boone if you get cut off, you'll just call back in and I'll stay on the line with you guys and then we'll get you back on right away. The other thing is I just talked to a guy named Greg and he is in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the SmackDown tapings right now. They just started things about 15 or 20 minutes ago. They're taping Saturday Morning Slam and WWE Superstars right now. He is on the floor in the 6th row, and he's going to be calling up here in about 15 minutes from the
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to be...
Look at you, 2 weeks in a row with a live correspondent for the radio. That's pretty fucking impressive, my man.
He'll be calling here in about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to try to get him to call back later in the show with, as SmackDown start, because I don't think they've started taping SmackDown yet. They've only done, Superstars and Saturday Morning Slam, and I think WWE Main Event they're doing tonight too. So we're gonna have him on here in about 15 or 20 minutes. So I think his name's Greg, and sounds like a good guy. I talked to him about 15 minutes ago. So we're gonna have him call up, and other than that, man, we're just gonna talk Monday Night Raw from last night. Last week they were in Albany, New York, right? And
518 Albany.
You're right, and it was a great show last week, dude. And then they come out this week, and it was horrendous, dude. You know what? For the first time in, I don't know, 10 or 15 years, dude, I turned the channel, bro. I went over to the NFL game. You know what happened? They did there was a debate between the Big Show and Sheamus, dude, and I had to turn it off, bro. I couldn't.
I gotta ask you this: the debate I have is, you said Raw sucked. Which sucked worse, Raw or Tony Homo's performance in the Dallas-Chicago game? Because I heard it was quite atrocious. Was it 5 interceptions?
Well, you know what? Listen to this, man. I went to NFL.com earlier today, right? And although everybody says, all right, Tony Romo, everybody knows Dallas Cowboys quarterback, right? He had 5 interceptions, and here's the deal. 3 of the interceptions, no doubt, dude, they occurred, right in the beginning of the game, in the middle of the game, etc. The other two interceptions, they were down by like 21 points or something like that, dude. And there was only, 8 minutes left in the game, and the other 2 interceptions came then. So he was trying to do everything possible to drive down the field. He didn't really care, dude. They were down by a lot. It sounds crazy, dude, because I'm defending Dallas Cowboy fans right now.
Yeah,
but it was the 4th quarter. They were already down by enough where he didn't give a fuck. So he went out there and he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna throw some crazy passes, and if they hit, they hit. If not, they don't. And then not only that, but he had 300 yards passing last night. 300 yards passing. That's an incredible game. Those are great stats. But everybody looks at the 5 interceptions, and everybody forgets about it.
Well, that's what really counts the most, obviously. Now, we don't care about Dallas, Chicago. All I saw was the scores. You have to fill me in. What the fuck happened with Buffalo and New England? At one point, I look at the scoreboard. You guys are kicking their ass. It was like 20-something to nothing. something like that. And then the next time I look, like an hour later, it's like 40-something to 20-something, and they're killing you. What the fuck did you guys do?
All right, dude, we'll get the football talk out of the way, because I didn't want you brought up Buffalo, and I guess I got to talk about it. Listen, here's the deal.
You can throw Detroit in my face as a reaction to that if you want. We lost again.
Yeah, I know, but here's the deal, man. It happens all the time, all right? My problem last year, and I said Ryan Fitzpatrick, dude, we paid all this money for defense, right, and we were supposed to have this great defense. Everything was supposed to be hunky-dory, you know what I mean? Everything was supposed to be great, dude. And then I said Ryan Fitzpatrick is the problem, and they had just signed him to like a 6-year deal, multi-million-dollar deal, right? And I'm thinking, what are they doing with Fitzpatrick? This year, Fitzpatrick comes out, and he's killing it, bro. Fitzpatrick is nasty, all right? So we come out, and we're up 21-7 at the half. We're doing it, dude. We're looking good. Everything's great.
I know. I was shocked. I'm like, wow, they're really going to fucking beat New England. Not just beat them, they're kicking their ass.
Right. Everything was great coming into the half. And then we've seen it time and time again, dude. They go into halftime. They come out in the second half, and the defense shits the bed, dude. We blow it.
Yeah, they're a different team.
The defense came out in that second half and acted like they didn't want to play. And here we are. We're paying all this money for a defensive squad, and we have them, and they're a great defense, but they gave up in the second half, dude, and it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Or they thought they had it in the bag. You know, they had breathing room, so they didn't play as hard as they should have been playing. You know, you never stop playing. It's the NFL, dude, anything can happen.
It's Tom Brady. It's the New England Patriots. You don't have anything in the bag, you know what I mean? It was crazy.
Exactly. That was him.
Anyway, so we came out and we lost like 52-28 or something. Like it was stupid. It's not funny, dude. Get out of here. Fuck you.
It's very funny. Well, look, you guys, your record's what? 2-3?
We're 2-2. It's only week 4.
Yeah, 4 games. Yeah, so we're 1-3. Detroit, we fucking goddamn blew it against who the hell did we play? I don't even remember now. Minnesota?
Yeah, it was Chicago. Yeah, Chicago played Dallas on Monday night. You guys played Minnesota. Yeah, the Vikings. Yeah. Yeah,
so we were losing pretty bad, and then towards the end we started to come back, and I think we lost 20-13. So it's another game where we were fucking right there the whole way, and then just didn't get it done.
You know what's crazy? The New Orleans Saints, dude, are 0-4. That's my sister team. 0-4. Drew Brees and the Saints 0-4. It's crazy, man.
Crazy.
It's crazy,
Texans are doing good, but I wanted to say, while we're talking stuff, this weekend coming up is obviously Dave Batista's MMA debut. Tomorrow, I know for a fact my guy from MMAnews.com, Chief Chris Halley, will be interviewing him. Batista, he postponed all his interviews. Ariel Helwani, all the guys had him scheduled last week, just like we did, and he postponed everybody. He said he would only do interviews one day with everybody in the media, and he pushed it to the a few days before the fight. So we'll have him tomorrow. I'm going to try and jump on with Chris so that we have a WZR presence. If not, he's going to do it as a WZR correspondent. So either way, it'll be radio ready for it, but it'll be a pre-fight interview that will not be able to air until next week. So
yeah, but you know why they did that, right? He got word last week, all right? He had word. He scheduled all these media interviews and everything else, right? And he was supposed to go out and he was supposed to do a ton of them. I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, man. They got word.
Wednesday,
they got word on Wednesday last week that Dave Batista's original opponent, Rashad Evans, had to pull out of the fight. He got. So they
give him a new guy, and then that guy pulls out yesterday.
Well, the new guy had gotten arrested. That's what that was all about. The one guy got injured, and then the new guy got arrested. So, I mean, they postponed everything, and now they've got another new opponent for him, and now they're doing the media. I mean, they sent out I got a press release in my inbox earlier this morning from Batista's reps, and we put it up on the website. It's on WZROnline.com. But, they hyped it up. They hyped everything up today, and then they're going to do the media stuff tomorrow. So that's the reason for it.
In terms of legitimacy, it actually turned out good, all these change of opponents, because the first two guys they had were literally nobody. It would be like me fighting Batista or you know.
Right.
I was supposed to fight Batista, I pulled out, and then they got Ryan Clark to fill in, nobody. Now they got Vince, I think his last name is WZR. Anyways, Vince, he used to be a heavyweight for the IFL. You remember the International Fight League? They had the TV deal with My Network TV.
Yeah.
It was like the team concept or whatever. It went belly up. But
right.
He's a legit fighter. He's fought Big Country Roy Nelson. He's fought Tim Sylvia. bunch of known heavyweights. He lost to them all, but he's a legit fighter, you know. So at least they got somebody real. It could be bad for Batista, but most people think Batista will handle him.
Let me go back to football for 1 second. RKO Life in the chat room says Jay Cutler looked good last night. Basically, what happened is they pulled out starting QB for Chicago last night. They pulled out who is it? Kyle Orton, right? They pulled him out and they put
Orton's to Dallas.
Orton's, that's what I'm talking about. For Tony Romo, okay, Tony Romo was shit in the bed last night. So they brought in Kyle Orton last night. Actually, he's talking about Jay Cutler. I don't even know why I'm going about it. But anyway, Kyle Orton came in last night for the final drive, or for like the final 5 minutes or something like that. And he looked good, but by that point the game was already over. So of course he's going to look good. I mean, it didn't matter. The Bears had already given up. They didn't care, you know what I mean?
Romo might be on the way out. Looks like they're giving Orton some game time to see if he's ready to fill in the big chair, you know?
Well, Jerry Jones is the type of owner that he's very involved with the team, you know what I mean? He's not an owner he's not an owner that sits back like a lot of owners do and let the head coaches run things. Jerry Jones is very involved with Dallas, so if he thinks that Romo's shit in the bed, dude, I mean, you're gonna take him out, and they put in Kyle Orton last night, dude, just basically as a test, you know, to see what would happen. But he looked good, but by that point the Bears had already given up. They had known that they were gonna win the game, and they said fuck it, you know what I mean? So of course he was going to look good last night in that final drive. But anyways, all right, let's get some plugs out of the way, then we'll get into Monday Night Raw from last night. What a horrible show. I mean, I shut it off, but I eventually came back, but I was flipping back and forth between that and the NFL game. Did you see Monday Night Raw last night or no?
I didn't see any of it, and I've only heard very little bits and pieces, so I'm pretty much in the dark. I mean, I left as soon as we woke up, 7 a.m. I was going to download it, but I knew I wouldn't get to see it before
Remember I came on here last week, man. Raw was in Albany, New York last Monday night, right? And they came out, the rating came out, and it was a 2.7. It was the lowest in years, you know, for a non-holiday Raw show.
Now, I heard, before you say it, because I think this is where you're going, I heard this week's Raw, or last night's Raw, might be the lowest in 15 years because of the Dallas-Chicago game.
Well, it's not only the Dallas-Chicago game, dude, but, I mean, the WWE product right now, I mean, basically what's happening is, as of a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they would average, you know, 4 million viewers for Monday Night Raw, which is fairly decent, you know what I mean, 4 million. They were over the 4 million mark, and then, you know, there was a big game going on ESPN last night, and an ESPN, you know, PR person came out today and said that they drew a record for the overnight rating. And, you know, I mean, they drew a huge rating last night. It drew a 2.5 rating last night. The lowest Raw rating in 15 years, bro. Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on a minute. I got Greg from the WWE SmackDown tapings. He is live right now in Tulsa, Oklahoma, guys. He's live at the SmackDown tapings. It's going to be loud. You're going to have to deal with this. Greg, what's going on, man? Greg, what's up, man? Greg, what's going on?
Quiet place? Jeez.
Greg! I think it's the SmackDown opening that's airing right now. You guys are hearing it.
Hello.
Greg, what's up, man? Greg!
Yep.
We'll keep him on the line for a second. Greg, what's up, man? It's live radio, man. Anything can happen. We'll see if we can't hear any promos or anything like that, right? Let's listen. Greg.
Hey, yeah.
Greg, what's up, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, we are having a great time tonight. Tulsa is rocking, man. We just got done watching Tenzai and Yoshi, and we got the Usos just went on, and they're going to be taping the Big Ion show tonight too.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, along with SmackDown.
So they're gonna tape Sheamus and CM Punk, right?
Jesus.
Greg.
Okay, guys. Well, we got Cody Rhodes and the Rhodes Scholars coming on to fight the Usos, so this should be interesting.
You've got who do you have in the ring right now?
We've got the Usos and we've got the Rhodes Scholars going on right now.
Gotcha.
So should be pretty interesting.
Gotcha, man. Hey, do me a favor and see if you can get to a quieter place in the arena, man, during a break or something like that, and then call us back and give us the live results, man. It's really hard to hear you right now. So if you can,
not a problem. Understand?
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. Just if you get a break or if there's a break in the action, just go out to the concession stand or something like that, and then call in and read us off the results. All right, man.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Have a good night, guys.
All right, be good, man. Whew, it's live radio, man.
Good show, Greg.
That's live radio.
Yeah, I couldn't hear a guy. I mean, I'm on a shitty cell phone with half-ass service right now where we're at anyway. I couldn't hear a goddamn thing he said. I heard him say the Usos and that Cody Rhodes.
He said the Usos against somebody, and then he said it sounded like they were getting ready to tape WWE main event, which is going to be Sheamus and CM Punk. So I guess that's what they're getting ready to tape. I mean, listen, the guy is sitting on the floor, 6th row, so it's not like he's in the upper.
That's what I figured.
I mean, it's not like he's in the upper deck or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, we'll see. I've got his area code. I know what his phone number is, so he knows that if he can get a break and go out to the concession stand or something like that, he'll call back in. I mean, you never know, man. I mean, the guy's in an arena with 8,000 other people. You know what I mean? So we tried. You know,
we were talking about the Raw rating before you called in. Lowest in 15 years, you said 2.5, I believe. So how long until they dump that third hour, man? They got to do it.
Well, it's crazy. I mean, let me get
Too much.
Well, it is, and then, you know, the football season started back up, so I think it was WWE's way to try to counter, you know, a 3-hour Monday Night Football game. But you had, let me see here, the show drew an average of 3,436,000 viewers. And keep in mind, dude, 2 weeks ago, they were above the 4 million mark, so they've lost 500,000 people in 2 weeks, you know, over 500,000 people in 2 weeks. So you had the first hour drew 3,436,000. The second hour went up to 3,598,000 viewers, and that's your normal time slot of 9 to 11. You know what I mean? That second hour would be 9 to 10. 3,598,000 viewers, and then the third hour, which is what you want to be your highest rated hour of the show. Obviously, you're hyping the main event. It's where the big stuff happens. It's your final hour of Raw. That dropped to 3,472,000 viewers. So that final hour is dropping, which is not good, you know?
No, it's definitely not good, and it's too much. And they don't have enough content to fill those 3 hours. That's the problem. I mean, if it was the Attitude Era, they could run 3 hours no problem, and it would be a great show. But yeah, they just don't have enough to get away with stretching that shit out a third hour. And the ratings are showing it. They gotta. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time until they dump it. I mean, they have to. They can't keep getting away with this shit.
I mean, 15 years, brother. In 15 years, I mean, that's unbelievable, dude. I mean, you're not talking, you know, a yearly low from 2 or 3 years ago. You're going back 15 years to a non-holiday Raw.
Yeah, we're talking about back in the 90s when the wars were going on, and that was probably because WCW was taking their viewers. Now it's just, they have no wrestling competition. It's just straight up football, which has always been a problem, but never to this extent. The 3 hours and the fact that their audience, you know, they don't have as big an audience as they used to. I mean, it's the PG era. I mean, I saw on your Facebook, I made a couple posts over there, but I saw on your Facebook that, you're not digging this PG era. He's starting to really get to you, and it's showing. You're like, I miss the old days. Wrestling sucks. You really came out and said it. The same shit I've been saying for years now.
Well, I mean, people say, you know, people were replying to the post last night saying, if you don't like WWE or if you don't like the product, don't watch it. And I'm thinking, this is a full-time job for me. I gotta watch it. You know, I'm kind of forced to have to sit through Monday Night Raw every single week, dude, you know? And last night, I had to turn the channel last night, man. I had to go over to the NFL.
It was that bad.
It was that bad last night. I mean, usually you get one or two segments that are decent. Last night was just segment after segment after segment. It was like, man, oh man, you know?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I don't know if you saw my response. I tried posting on your Facebook. Sometimes it doesn't go through because my computer sucks and you still haven't sent me the computer you promised me 2 months ago, you prick. But I said that it's great my job because I'm only a co-host, so I just have to watch a few clips on YouTube, and I got enough to do a radio show. You have to not only do the radio show, but make a full-time living with wrestling websites. I make most of my money off UFC, so I don't really have to watch it. Right. If I want to as a fan, I will, which sometimes I do, if there's something cool going on. You know, Brock Lesnar, The Rock coming back, CM Punk blowing up, whatever.
Yeah.
But my God, if I had to sit through 3 hours like you do,
right.
I'd take a jumbo piece of chalk and jam it through my eyeballs. I mean,
well,
there's no fucking way I could sit through that every week. It's just impossible.
And then the thing that gets me, man, is all right. We had that Big Show Sheamus debate last night, and I said this is horrible TV right now. And there are people on the Facebook. I mean, everybody likes different things, you know. Some people like different reality shows. Some people, I mean, not everybody's the same. But a lot of people are talking about the segment was funny. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was great. What are you, 10? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You gotta understand, a lot of the audience is a lot younger than us. I mean, we're starting to become old guys and shit, but yeah, a lot of the audience, I mean, this is what they're catering to, is the younger audience. As a motorcycle has to rev up right in front of me, you piece of shit. But yeah, a lot of the younger audience, I guess, this stuff is good for them.
I guess, man. No, I had a guy, I said, what are you, 10 years old? And he said, no, I'm 27 or something like that. And I'm thinking, man, oh man, 27 years old and that's entertaining to you? And I hate to come out there, dude. I don't want to be a guy that comes out and bitches every single Monday night because people are just going to shut the fuck up, dude. Enough is enough, you know what I mean? But damn, I mean, we're used to growing up, like you said, man, we're used to growing up in the Attitude Era with Steve Austin coming out.
And before that, too, yeah. And, dude, enough is enough. You're just giving her a reaction every week. Enough is enough in the fact that their product sucks, and enough is enough of a shitty product. Get it and make it better, and, you know, people won't complain, you know?
Well, you would think, I mean, people are, Vince McMahon's got to see that 2.5 rating and know that something's got to change, dude. I mean, creative...
Oh, that causes a panic. First, lowest rating in 15 years, there's definitely a panic going on.
Gotta be some sort. I mean, something's got to be done, dude. Not only that, but I understand you're in a rebuilding mode right now, where you know guys like Rock and Austin, they're not around anymore. So you're trying to build up guys like a Sheamus or you know these new guys, you know. And that's,
yeah.
But there's ways that you can do it and you can make it entertaining. It's just that the product. I mean, the problem is they're trying to build up new stars right now, and the way they're doing.
You got 3 hours. You can build up new stars, feature stars everybody's familiar with. You know, you can give a little something for everybody, and they're not doing that enough, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it was painful to watch. We're gonna run down Raw here in just a couple minutes, guys. We've got our live chat room in progress. WZROnline.com. /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Even you know like website traffic and even radio show traffic right now, man. You know, for the last couple of weeks, yeah. I mean everything's down. I mean there's not going to be the next WWE pay-per-view is not until October 28th. So I think we're on like a 6-week break before we've got another WWE pay-per-view. You know, there's been 2 or 3 weeks already, and we've still got about 4 more weeks until the next one. But when there's no pay-per-views, you know, people don't check back into the website that often, you know. So I mean, everything's down, man. Ratings are down, website traffic's down, everything's down, you know. But
before you start breaking down, like the segue Raw from this past Monday night, I do have to ask you, well, one split question about the guests. I gave you the update on Batista. We will have him next week in some form or fashion. What's up with Shad? What's up with Tomko? Any updates?
Shad is in California right now filming a movie, so when he goes out and starts filming and doing DVDs and things, I mean, this is an actual movie that he's out there filming, but when he's doing that, I don't talk to him, so I haven't talked to him in about a week since last week, and to be honest with you, Tomko, I simply have not gotten back to, so they're both coming. I mean, we could have Shad on. I could probably call Shad right now and have him call up. Actually, I can't because he's in Cali doing a movie, and it's a lot earlier out there, but I will this coming week. I'll get in touch with Shad and we'll figure something out there. And then with Tomko, we're gonna have him on sooner than later. So I promise you.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I want to hear Shad take on this mid-card stuff because you hear it privately. We've written about it publicly, but hearing it straight from his mouth and hearing the passion in his voice when he talks about it should be interesting. And the Tomko thing is such a unique story with him getting busted shooting up at Chili's and arrested.
Right.
Yeah, I want to hear how everything turned out for him. All right, sorry to interrupt. Raw, let's get into it, man.
Let's take a phone call real quick. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Is this Ryan?
This is Ryan. What's going on, man?
Ryan, this is Shad Gaspard.
Are you serious? I thought you were in. I thought you were filming right now, dude.
No, I'm not filming right now, man.
What? Are you listening live right now?
What's cool? I was listening live, and I just walked into the house, and I was like, you know what? I gotta call Ryan because I told you I called him last week. I didn't call last week, so I was like, let me call him right now.
Well, what's cracking? What's cracking, bro? How you been? I
good, man.
That's good, man. I just put something up on you with the DVD thing.
Oh, with what's called the documentary?
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
How's everything going with that?
It's going good. What's called? We just wrapped on filming the first 5 episodes. 2 weeks ago, and it basically chronologically like tells everybody what I'm doing, and it's just like it's an episodic thing. So it's going to be an episode, like every 1 or 2 weeks, and it'll go on and on and on until I want to stop.
Yeah, I put the trailer up last week or the week before, dude, which was pretty sweet, dude. You guys,
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, everybody in the chat room, if you haven't checked that out, go to it's twitter.com/ShadBeast is Shad's Twitter account, and then we got the trailer up. You can go to WZROnline.com, do a search on the top navigation bar, and it's up there as well. You got a minute to stick around? You want to stick around for a little bit?
I will stick around for a minute. That's what I'm calling, man.
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it, man. We you know what? I came on here, man, a couple of weeks ago with all the mid-card stuff going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta get into that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, it I have been talking to a couple people about mid-card frustration, and it just came out a couple weeks ago. Beth Phoenix was leaving WWE. Kelly just left WWE last week. Yeah, Kelly left last week, man. She's been doing stuff outside of WWE for a while now without going through them. Basically saying, you know what, I'm going to do outside projects, and if you don't like it, I really don't care. I'm going to do outside projects, and I'm not going to go through you. And I think they finally had enough of it and said, you know what, if you're going to continue to do this, without basically getting permission from us, we're gonna get rid of you. So they put that they confirmed it on WWE.com last week, man.
I'm gonna correct you guys on that one little tidbit of information. It's the other way around.
What do you mean?
Because Kelly left the company a long time ago.
Well, she took a break, right? She was on.
She left. She was done. Kelly was done. She was tired. And it's one of those things where, I've told you this before. Fans, you guys don't realize this is a business.
Right.
If you work, I don't care where you work at. If you work at McDonald's, if you work, at a Fortune 500 company, no matter where you work at, as an employee, there's certain things you expect from your job.
Right.
And it's like, no matter how much of a dream it is to be in a WWE and be a pro wrestler and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a great dream, but at the end of the day, you got to pay bills, you got to feed your family, and you got to take care of yourself. And if you don't feel those needs are being met, you got to go. And Kelly was planning her exit a while ago. She's been done for a while, so
Yeah. No, she wanted to do outside projects. You know what I mean? And they wouldn't allow it, dude. I mean, every time she wanted to do an outside project, they wanted. You know how it works, dude. They wanted some sort of cut.
It becomes a WWE project. Yeah, there's no such thing as an outside project.
Right.
You know what's funny? Because that's what actually happened with me. Was I was going to LA and I was doing auditions, and I'm a pretty decent actor. You know what I'm saying? I'm no John Cena. I'm not that good, but
you'll get there one day.
I hope not. I seriously hope not. No, but it's like, I was going to LA and, I got cast in Conan the Barbarian. And, like, the casting loved me, and they were, like, literally beating on the door of my agent. And my agent's like, dude, they've casted every big black guy in Hollywood. And Bobby Lashley called me, Viscera called me, Bob Sapp called me. They're all like, man, congratulations, you got it. We know you got it. And the casting wanted me, and the director liked me. And all I did was go to WWE and said, hey, I got cast in Conan the Barbarian, and they love me. I want to do this role, the first response was, oh, they don't want you. They want you because you're with us. And I was like, no, they don't even know I'm a wrestler. And it was like, oh, well, and I said, okay, fine. So a week goes by. I'm like, hey, did you guys contact them back? Oh, don't worry, we'll handle it. Okay. A few days go by. I'm like, hey, I'm not hearing anything. Is there anything going with this Conan the Barbarian movie? I really want to do this. Well, they wanted Sheamus too. They wanted what? And I'm like, what do you mean they wanted Sheamus? Oh, they wanted Sheamus to play Conan. And I'm like, no, they don't. Because I met the guy playing Conan. I met Jason Momoa. I met him at my audition, and it was between him and another guy who was a Dutch kid, and I knew that they were lying to me. And so I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And it wasn't until the last minute when the director literally called on my behalf and was like, hey, we really like this guy. Can we use him? And WWE was like, okay, yeah, let's do a whole press kit about it. And so that's when a bunch of press came out about me going for Conan the Barbarian. But it was too little too late because producers got tired of dealing with WWE.
That's what it is, dude. They want to have complete control over everything, and that's what Kelly was dealing with, dude. Where any outside projects that she wanted to do, WWE would want full control, and they'd want to cut this, that, and the other thing, man. And people don't want to deal with that, People. I mean, it's crazy, bro. People should be able. I mean, I understand you're under a contract, dude, but I mean, we're talking about photo shoots and things like that as far as Kelly is concerned,
Well, also with the financial climate in WWE, I mean, a guy gets a chance to do a movie, especially a movie he's dying to do, get a couple bucks, get to do something different for a change, and they want to take control over it. It ties into the mid-card thing we've been talking about, where these guys are really, they get fucked, and then they get an opportunity, and they fuck up too. It's like, this is never-ending with the stuff. We got to get into that a little bit, Ryan. You could direct traffic better than me. You've had an ongoing dialogue with them, but get into it a little bit if you could.
You guys gotta understand, there's a real awkward and weird pecking order. I mean, like, I'm real big on history, and I know the history of our business very well. And from my recollection, the biggest the history of our business has ever been was during that '90s push when you'd see, The Rock on, that '70s show, and the Hardys on shows, Ken Shamrock on shows. You'd see wrestlers popping up on every single TV show on every network, right?
Right.
And that was when we were really mainstreaming, The problem is now, though, is we get into the business of it now, and, like, I got cast on, CSI Los Angeles, NCIS Los Angeles, or CSI Los Angeles.
Yeah.
With LL Cool J.
Yeah.
I got cast on that when I was in the role, and I was supposed to play a big thug, and me and LL were going to have a fight, and he was, like, down for it, because, like, I've known him for a while, and we've gone back and forth, and he's like, dude, this is going to be a good part for you. It's like, oh, fuck, this is going to be great. I'm going to fight LL Cool J.
Right.
And all WWE had to do was say, go ahead, you're good for it. And the producers and everything was like, okay, we'll film on Wednesday and Thursday, so it won't conflict with the schedule. I mean, they literally changed everything for me. And all WWE had to say was, we're cool with it. They wouldn't do it. And it wasn't because I got the role without their permission. Their excuse was, oh, well, it's on CBS, and we don't work with that. If it was on NBC or USA, I'm like, it's going to be on USA eventually.
They're still, and not only that, dude, but they're still getting press. They're still getting, you know what I'm saying, bro? By allowing it, they're still getting some sort of press. Like my co-host said, dude, the mid-card stuff, man. We got to get into that, dude. A lot of people backstage, dude. We've been putting it up on the website. A lot of people pissed off. Obviously, you know what it comes down to with the pay and the travel and everything else, man. I don't even know where to start, dude. I mean, we put so much stuff up on the website about it. Explain to these guys listening, man, because I tried to come on here, a month or two ago and basically ran it down for them. But a lot of guys pissed off, right, over the way they're being treated. They can't speak up. They know what happens when they speak up in a meeting. You're either going to lose your job, you're going to get fired, or you're going to get jobbed out, right? Yeah. And what's anything new on that front, dude? What's the latest? I mean, nothing has changed, since those reports. I know we got the Linda McMahon Senate thing ongoing, but I mean, what's the latest, man?
Well, you know what? I can say this, all right. And I kind of like I caught some of your reports, and I kind of read some of those things, because I love Jay, and he's my boy, and I saw things coming out about him, so I wanted to read up with it.
Right.
The one thing that I love and hate about our fans is wrestling fans want to know everything.
Right.
But don't tell them the truth. They get pissed off at you for being honest.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is my biggest problem, because I mean, like, I know a lot of guys, and a lot of guys aren't. If you're a real honest guy, Meltzer's a real honest guy. You guys just tell how it is, and if you get the facts that you're given, and you show them out, and fans sometimes hate it. But the problem is that if it's not the information they want to hear, they get mad about it, and they're like, "Oh, it's a lie," because it's not what I want to hear.
So
I want to hear that wrestling's a dream, and what you guys do, or you guys are rock stars, and this and this and that. That's BS, man. I'm not a rock star.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're reading the same comments that I'm reading, dude. You put up a report, dude, and then you see the fan comments that say, "No, that's bullshit, dude. These guys, they've got the life. Everybody's got the life, dude. They're getting paid out the ass, this, that, and the other thing." And it could not be further from the truth, man. I mean, a lot of fans think that these guys make millions and millions of dollars, man. And unless you're a top guy, man, unless you're like a John Cena and you're pulling in, merchandise. So we were talking. I mean, the thing that got most people, in an uproar was, the merchandise sales, where you got a guy like John Cena, right, making what, like close to 50% on merchandise sales, and then you got a guy like Zach.
You know what? Honestly, this is the funny thing. To my recollection, John Cena is making the closest to anybody next to The Rock and Stone Cold to what they make for their merchandise, and he has big merchandise.
Right, but then you got a guy like Zack Ryder who's right there in the top 5.
He's not making nothing.
Yeah, we'll say
he gets a couple of thousand. He's like I'm not saying his checks are low, but he's not making, like, he should be getting a larger percentage than he's getting.
Well, he's in the top 5. I mean, I was talking with somebody, right, and they're in the. I mean, you got to figure Zack Ryder's in the top 5, at least top 10. I'd say top 5 as far as merchandise sales. I mean, let's break it down. Let's break it down like this, right? John Cena gets, we'll say, I don't know, between 40 and 50% of merchandise sales, and then you got a guy like Zack Ryder who gets, less than 10% of merchandise sales. And Ryder's in the top 5. John Cena's probably number 1 or number 2. Him or Rey Mysterio are 1 and 2.
Mysterio's number 1.
Okay.
Mysterio's always number 1.
Yeah.
Mysterio is clear and present, always number 1. Mysterio has a merchandise fan base that is unrivaled. It's ridiculous.
Well,
you can't touch Mysterio.
with all the masks and things like that, and the kids and everything.
Like Cena stuff sells, and it always will sell. But Mysterio just has that that Mexican audience, that Spanish audience, that American audience that just love him. I don't care what country you go to, you'll see a Rey Mysterio mask.
But you know what though? I mean, basically the point that I'm getting at, dude, is though you got a guy like Zack Ryder who's got the headbands and everything else, right? And is making jack shit off merchandise sales, and then you got a guy like John Cena. And listen, man, if you're in the top 5 merchandise sellers in WWE. I'm not saying it should. I mean, it should be split way more fairly than it is. Take a guy like John Cena making 40 to 50% on merchandise sales. Take a guy like Zack Ryder making less than 10% on merchandise sales. Both guys are in the top 5 sellers in the company. I mean, it's ridiculous to see. I mean, you know what I mean, dude? Zack Ryder should be compensated.
Here's the problem, and I'll tell you the problem right now. The problem is that listening numbers like 40%.
I can't hear you, man.
Oh, can you hear better now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, here's the problem. We're seeing numbers like 40% and 50%, and your listeners are hearing 40%, 50%, and in their mindset, they're saying, oh, okay, Cena gets 40% of 100,000. No. Cena gets 40% of, like, a couple $1 million. Okay?
Right.
Now, Zack Ryder gets less than 5%, less than 2% of a couple $100,000. Okay? Now, to the average person in their mindset, they're like, oh, that's still a lot of money, right? But now let's go through Zack Ryder's expenses as a professional wrestler. Okay? Let's say Zack Ryder, is he still on Raw?
Yeah, he's been on Raw the last couple of weeks, but he's been, jobbed out, of course, right?
Okay, let's go to the average wrestler. The average wrestler on Raw.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the average guy on Raw probably makes an income between $50,000 and $75,000 a year. That's in his contract. So he's guaranteed to make $50,000 to $75,000 a year. Now that sounds like a lot of money when you're making $24,000 a year or $10,000 a year, right?
Right.
But here's the problem: he's guaranteed to make $50,000 to $75,000 a year, and he has to pay the taxes on that money, which can equal up to 25 to 30% of his money because he's an independent contractor and he's not getting his employer's not taking the taxes out for him.
Yeah.
So let's say automatically off the top of the back, between that $50,000 and $75,000, 25 to 35% of that is already gone.
Right. And people forget about that. People forget about that too with the independent contractor status, where any of that money, like Shad's telling you guys, if he makes 50 to 75 grand, he's got to pay taxes on that money. And then I know where you're going with this, with the travel and everything else. Tell them about that too, hotels and everything like that.
Now see. Let's go to typical Raw wrestler. So making 50 to 75,000, 30% of that. Let's go 30% of that is taken off the top already. So 30% of your pay is already gone.
Yep.
Then let's go for you fly out of home on Friday morning. You land in some town like let's say Ohio, and you fly into Ohio and you get a rent-a-car. Now you have to have a rent-a-car for 4 days. The average rent-a-car rents for about between $50 and $60 in small towns where they don't have a lot of rent-a-cars, and plus a drop-off fee, which is like another $100 added to it.
Right. So
you need to rent a car for 4 days. Okay, so you get that rent-a-car for 4 days. Let's say that's about $130 a day because you want insurance because you don't want to crash it, and if you crash it, you want it to be taken care of.
Right.
So it's $130, $150 a day.
Right.
Okay, for 4 days. So let's round it up to say you're spending around $450 to $500 for that rent-a-car.
About
okay?
$500 for the week. Right.
Yeah, about $500. We're going to lowball it. $500 for the rent-a-car.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you go to shows all through the weekend. Plus, let's pay for your hotel. A hotel in every different city you go to that you have to drive through. That's going to be 4 different hotels. Okay.
Say $100 to $200 a night.
Yeah. So let's say the average hotel when you can't book in advance like we can't because you never know if you're on the road until the last minute.
Yeah.
Let's say it's about $100. Okay. So that's 4 nights. It's about $800 per hotel. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's say about $800 with hotel and rent-a-cars.
Right.
$900. Okay.
Yep. Per week.
Per week.
Right.
Now let's go to your food and your intake.
Yeah.
Because we don't get catering at house shows. We don't get catering at TV. So let's say your meals are, whatever's open at nighttime, which is usually like an Outback Steakhouse, Chili's, whatever you can eat, and you can't really eat too much bad food because you're trying to stay in good shape to look good on TV. So your meals are precise. So you say your average meal costs between $30 and $40.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So that's another $100, $200 right there.
Yep.
So we're about $1,100 in deep right now.
All right, so listen to this, man. We'll say $1,100, right? We're gonna take that. We're gonna times it by 4 weeks in a month. So you're at about $4,500. We take $4,500 and we times it by, we'll say 11 months, right? We'll give them a month off. We won't go the full 12 months, right? So we'll say 11 months. So you're looking at about 50,000 right there. Hold on a minute. 4,500. Hold on one second. 4,500 times 11. Yeah, you're looking at about 50,000. So you got 30,000. We'll say 30,000 in taxes and 50,000 just in travel expenses. So you're up at about $80,000 right now.
Now that sounds bad for somebody who's only getting paid $75,000 a year, and that's the average lowball. Now this is the funny part. Okay, you can make more than $75,000 a year in your contract. So let's say, for instance, you make $100,000 rather than the $75,000 you're guaranteed. You worked so hard that you made $100,000. So now you have $25,000.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Plus the 30% is taken out for taxes. So now you have roughly about $19,000. But now you have to pay for your expenses, like your house.
Right.
Your car, insurance. Well, damn near with all this hard work and all this pain and suffering you're going through, you're making just about the same amount as the guy who works at Pizza Hut as a retail
manager. You're pretty much breaking even, to be honest with you. And then
there you go.
What people don't understand, man, people forget about the travel expenses and the taxes and everything that you just ran down. So what happens is these guys depend on pay-per-view bonuses, and they depend on merchandise sales as
on WrestleMania bonuses.
Right.
You depend on video game bonuses for being in the video game. Now that sounds really cool, and you're like, man, I'm in a video game, so I'm going to get a big check. And I remember reading a report that Kelly said, "Oh, I got $50,000 for a video game check," and I was excited. And I remember the first time I got my video game check, and it was around that much too, and I was excited, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
And then
I've never gotten a check like
yeah,
that.
And then you find out how many copies the WWE 2012 have been sold, and how many millions of dollars have been made, and then a $50,000 check ain't shit, dude.
Well, you know what happened to me? I got my $50,000 check, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so much money!" And then my aunt, who's my accountant, said, "Oh, you got to pay all your taxes." And so then I had to pay taxes on the money that I got, which is 30%.
Right.
And then I had to pay the taxes that I owed. Then I had to pay the taxes on my house. And I was pretty much left with about maybe $5,000-$10,000 after all that is taken care of.
Right.
But then I said, man, I'm looking at the sheet for the game, and I'm like, how much wait a minute, they sold a couple million of these games in this country, a couple million in this country. And I said, hold on, let me find out how much Umaga got. And so I went to see Umaga. And I was like, "You got your royalty check?" He was like, "Yep." I was like, "What you get?" He was like, "None of your business." And he showed me all he showed me was the zeros. And it had so many zeros, I was pissed off for the rest of the day. I was so pissed because at the time, I had gotten a higher percentage than I had. And I was like, "You son of a..."
Yeah, no.
You know?
I mean...
And that's the thing. He kind of, he had to explain to me, was like, "Yo, this isn't a fantasy. This isn't a dream. This is your job. Make sure you're getting paid the right amount of money. Make sure they're getting you your money, and do the math yourself, because they won't do the math right for you."
We just, for anybody listening live right now, we just did the math, and I think the problem is when WWE, the people that read the websites, man, they forget about all the travel expenses, the hotels, the gas money. You're paying $4 or $5 a gallon. We're paying like $4.16 a gallon for gas here up in New York. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. So you add all that stuff up. Like Shad was telling you guys, man, some of these mid-card guys, they make $50,000 to $75,000 a year. After the taxes, $30,000 there. After the travel and everything else, $30,000, $40,000 there. They're breaking even. So basically, what these guys need is they depend on pay-per-view bonuses, and they depend on royalty checks from games and movies and things like that. And
they're not getting that anymore.
When royalty checks and pay-per-view bonuses, when they're at all-time lows right now, people are going to get pissed off because they say, "Well, wait a minute, man, you guys are making millions of dollars on these overseas tours. You're not giving us any bonuses. We can't make a living because of our travel expenses and our taxes and everything else, man." And that's what it comes down to. And then these guys, they hold it in, and eventually it boils over, and they will know what happens. It's a no-win situation, because if you speak up to management, what's going to happen, man? They're either going to job you out, or you're going to lose your job. So you basically got to sit there, suck it up, and take it, or lose your job. And that's why people are so pissed off, man. That's why you got mid-card guys that are pissed off,
You know what's funny? I just totally slipped my mind. I talked to Jay a few days ago, and I never even asked him this. When's the last time he was going? Because when me and Jay when we talk, we really don't talk about wrestling. We talk about our kids. We talk about our personal life and the things that we're doing in our personal projects. And we really don't ever mention wrestling at all. And I never asked him when's the last time because the last time I remember him saying he was going to be on TV, he was facing Ryback or something like that.
Right. Well, no. The last time we saw Jay on TV was a couple weeks ago, man. Right after he spoke. Boone, are you here? All right, I gotta let my co-host go. It's gonna be me and Shad. You got a minute to stick around, right? My co-host is.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt. My co-host is in a car coming up from Tampa, Florida, so I might I'll give him the night off, dude, and I'll just kind of shoot the shit with you. You know, we'll do it that way. But no, last time Jay was on Raw remember he did the whole Twitter thing, and then they used him the following week, right? They jobbed him out to Ryback. And that was it, right? I don't think we've seen him since, unless it's been over on SmackDown. SmackDown.
You know, this is my thing. You know what? I've never even asked you about it because you know I don't involve myself in a lot of things WWE does. I'm very much into what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, like I love fans. I love wrestling fans. I'm a big wrestling fan myself. I always will be. Always has been. You know, when certain things pop up, when I hear about Jericho or The Rock or you know, certain people I just have to watch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I grew up as a huge Triple H fan, a huge Rock fan, you know? So whenever those guys are on TV, I'm always watching. But it's like I stay away from the business as it is right now because a lot of things are just, you know, blah. I know Paul Heyman's doing something, and that to me is awesome because Paul Lee's like the best mind in the business, you know?
Right.
But it's like, even with a guy like Paul Heyman, you know, in the back of your head, you're like, man, I know they're stopping him from doing the really outrageous Heyman things that he would do because he has a good brain for it. And if it's not their idea, they don't want to do it. You know?
Right. No, it is. I mean, it's crazy, man. What's up with Jay? I mean, we haven't seen him on Twitter or anything. You know what else I want to talk to you about is, oh my God, dude, the primetime players in recent weeks. Dude, we gotta talk about that, bro. It's
Are they tag team champions yet?
Not yet, dude. They've got a tag team tournament type thing going over on SmackDown right now, where they're bringing in a bunch of tag teams, right? And the whole gimmick with the primetime players, dude, is they're millions of dollars. You know how it used to be money, yeah, right?
I've never heard anybody use that term, money, yeah, in my life. That makes no sense to me.
It's millions of dollars. Yeah, dude. Is their whole gimmick that they're doing right now, dude.
That's it. You know what? Those boys are smart. I wonder where they got that from.
I
wonder
where they got that.
That's some unique and just original, just thinking of it, you know? I mean, they could have gone so many different ways.
Yo, it is, somebody in the chat room, Crazy Roller 77. It is Crime Time 2.0, dude. I mean, it's almost an identical copy, dude. It's kind of
they're like this. All right, they're the identical copy. You know, what I'm saying if we were really PG, you know, me and Jay, we're two New Yorkers. Okay, we have smart mouths. We're pretty much a-holes. You know what I'm saying? And we don't, you know, do what everybody else wants us to do. So they're us if we play by the rules and, you know, smile and kiss people's butt. So, honestly.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, when I sit there and I watch Raw, dude, and I'm thinking, all right, primetime players, it's obvious. I mean, it's clearly a Crime Time ripoff, and I just think to myself, they've got to bring you. I'm just thinking that they've got to. I'm almost thinking they've got to do an angle. It's got to be like a Crime Time versus Prime Time. I mean, come on, dude, it rhymes. You know what I mean? Prime Time, Crime Time. It's. I mean, how much? I don't. I almost think. You know, Jay's gonna be there. Jay's still there for the time being, dude. And eventually, I mean, you would think eventually Jay should say something, dude. Jay should go to management and say, listen, dude, it's right there for you, bro. You got the primetime players. You bring back my boy Shad. We come in here, dude. We do a primetime versus crime time thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what's so funny? And this is the honest truth, because I'm still very cool with a lot of people on the writing staff, you know. And from what I was told is that several people on the writing staff suggested that, and they were like, "Dude, let's bring back prime time. Let's bring back crime time. Let's have them face prime time, you know, and all-out, you know, war, and see what happens." You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were like a lot of people on the writing staff were like, "Oh, that's cool. That's a great idea." But somebody said, oh, no, the fans don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's not, well, who said that, Vince?
No, not Vince. I'm not going to say who, but it's somebody who's not in the younger demographic who says things like, it's like nobody wants to see that kind of stuff because, fans have forgotten about us. My thing is, you keep reminding fans about us. Every time you have, Titus and Darren go on TV and literally verbatim do our gimmick,
Right.
They're like the Weird Al Yankovic of wrestling right now because they're doing our slogans. They're trying to do moves like us, but it just comes off whack,
Yeah. So what if I brought up the name? I don't know, say somebody like a Michael Hayes. Somebody like that, dude, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Michael Hayes actually loves me.
Yeah.
Michael Hayes loves me because for two reasons. One, I'm a smart ass, and he likes smart asses. All right? And two, because I'm a pimp, and he's a pimp too.
He is a pimp, dude. There's some stories on Michael Hayes, dude.
Yeah. So Michael Hayes actually loves me, loves the gimmick, but you gotta understand, you have, 60-year-old, 50-year-old, and 40-year-old men,
right?
Telling young kids and young fans, this is cool.
Right. Well, I mean, look
Yeah.
at your agents these days. What do you got? You got Dean Malenko, right? You got Arn Anderson is running things backstage, right? I mean, all your agents these days, like you said, are 40, 50, 60-year-old guys.
Yeah, and those are the same guys who say things like, "You're a big guy, you shouldn't go to the top rope," and it's like, oh, that's okay. That's an old way of thinking because I'm 6'7" and 280 pounds. That means I can't fly.
Right.
And it's like, well, what's a little guy gonna do?
Right.
I don't care. He's gonna catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna catch up. We're gonna make a story out of it. Okay. The fact is that, there's a lot of guys who are great wrestlers and who are, really good at doing impressive things. And when they get on TV, their legs are cut from under them.
Right.
Because they're told to conform. And one of the reasons why we didn't have our legs cut from under us is because every time we were told to conform, we pretty much said, you know what, fuck that shit.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
And then when we did our own thing, we'd walk through that curtain, and the agent would be pissed, but Vince would be happy as hell.
Right.
Because Vince loves that. Because Vince likes assholes.
Right.
He likes guys who, when you say, Vince will tell you straight to your face, do what I say, do it now, and do it this way.
Right.
And if you go out there and you do it the opposite way of what Vince asked for, but it works, and the fans go crazy, and he's going crazy, when you come to that curtain, he's not going to yell at you. He's going to smile and be like, you son of a bitch.
Right.
Good job.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you know what? I mean, a lot of people in the chat room right now are talking about it too. We'll go back to the agents and the producers now. You know what I mean? Guys like Sergeant Slaughter, Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko. I mean, they're used to that '80s style of wrestling. And a lot of guys, even guys that come over from TNA or guys that are called up from Ring of Honor or the indie scene, dude. They're forced to work that WWE style, which is a much slower type style, man, and they're kind of stuck in the 80s, and I feel like, dude, it's 2012, we're almost to 2013, man, it's not the 80s anymore, and I feel like, did you see what the Raw rating drew last night?
No, I don't, this is information above my head. You know what I know last night? I know last night my son learned to count to 10, and he's 2.
Wow, did he really?
That's what I was doing last night while Raw was, because you know what it is?
Yeah.
Raw has become, like, the last time I turned to Raw literally because I was going through channels, and I stopped on Raw, and I literally watched the show for half an hour. And I'm literally sitting there watching it, and my wife's looking at me, she's like, why are you watching this? I was like, watch this. And everything I said was going to happen, happened. AJ Lee came out on time. The music cut somebody's promo off right on time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The heels cheated a certain way.
Yeah.
It's Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Yo, it's the same thing, dude.
It's Florida Championship Wrestling.
It is.
It's AWA Wrestling all over again. If you know the history of our business, you watch this shit and you just look at it like, dude, I've seen this 1,000 times.
Bro, and people say it. I mean, even the net fans, dude, have caught on to the. I shut Raw off for the first. There was a segment on Raw last night, dude. It was Show and Sheamus, Big Show and Sheamus, dude, and they were in this debate. And I flipped over to the NFL game, dude. I said I can't take this. And not only that, dude, but I gotta watch. I mean, I'm forced to watch it, dude. I'm a reporter. You know what I mean, dude. I'm forced. I gotta watch it, dude. You know what I'm saying? But last night I was flipping back and forth between the NFL game, and I said, dude, it's the same stuff, dude. And they don't pull swerves. I mean, very rarely do you see a big swerve at the end of the match, dude. You know what's gonna happen, dude. You're gonna have somebody beat down this guy, and then they're gonna come back, dude. And they're gonna do the big finish, you know, overcome all the odds, dude. Come back and then get the 1, 2, 3, and it's over. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Last night's Raw rating, bro, it came in. I mean, they were drawing, you know, 3.0, 3.5s, you know, just a couple years ago. Last night, 2.5, man. It was the lowest rated Raw in 15 years for a non-holiday show.
Wait a minute. Okay, and you said Sheamus was in a debate.
They had a debate with the Big Show, dude, and who was the Booker T was out there as the moderator.
So Booker T made it entertaining.
Booker, he tried to make.
Big Show made it entertaining.
He tried to make it entertaining, dude. The crowd shit all over it, dude. It was horrible. I mean, it was ridiculous. And then it shows, dude, how you gonna a 2.5 rating, bro? It's the lowest rated non-holiday Raw in 15 years, dude. 15 years. You're going back to like 1997.
You know what? And this is the thing, okay? Being big and tough can only get you so far, especially in professional wrestling. Being big and tough and strong can only get you so far. You know, you can be because in this business, there's always somebody bigger, there's always somebody stronger, there's always somebody faster, there's always somebody more agile, there's always somebody more willing to do what you're not willing to do, from the top rope, okay, and into a table or to a chair.
Right.
So what separates a star, okay, from just another wrestler is personality. And some guys don't have any personality, but they have amazing bodies. They have amazing wrestling ability, okay? And fans are begging to love them, but they do the same dried stick. I'm badass, and I'm coming to kick your ass, and I'm going to kill you. I love Bill Goldberg. I'm a huge Bill Goldberg fan. Bill Goldberg wasn't cool because Bill Goldberg beat people. Bill Goldberg was cool because he beat people and he talked shit without saying a word.
They got this guy right now.
know?
They got this guy Ryback right now, dude. He was Skip Sheffield from NXT.
I know Skip Sheffield very well.
Right, dude. He's got
he was Skip Sheffield from NXT. Okay, he was He was on Tough Enough. Okay, as Ryan Reeves in Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know him very, 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 very well.
He's got the Goldberg gimmick right now, dude. He comes out, he squashes people, and then he's got that one line where he says, "Feed me more," over and over. And you've never heard him. You haven't heard him talk on the microphone, dude. He just comes out there, he squashes.
The problem is he's not squashing anybody.
Right. Well, you know what? The problem is John Cena underwent that surgery a couple weeks ago, and they're not sure, you know, what the deal is with Hell in a Cell, whether he's going to be able to be back in time. So they had Raw was here in Albany last week, right? So they had CM Punk. You know, CM Punk was backstage and turned around, and as he's walking out of the arena, you know, attacked Foley. And then Ryback was kind of standing there, so it's kind of like a backup plan where if Cena's not ready for Hell in a Cell, they'll bring in Ryback and they'll put him in there. So I mean he's right there, dude. He's on the verge of being a main eventer, but a lot of people think it's too early. You know what I mean, dude? I mean he's squashing people. You know. I
love Skip Sheffield. I love Ryan Reeves. Plain and simple. I think he's a great guy, awesome guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy that got released, got his job back. Okay.
Right.
Hurt his leg. Then got the call that he's being released again.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't take that for an answer and said, "Fuck you guys, you're not releasing me." Okay. Came back, did what he wanted to do, did his gimmick, and it got over. Very proud of somebody like that.
Oh yeah.
That's a great story for anybody who's ever been released and hears, you know, about you not being able to make your own destiny. He made his own destiny. He told the office, "Fuck you, you're not firing me. I'm hurt, my leg's hurt. You guys still have to keep me on the contract. I'm going to show you what I can do."
Yeah.
And he shows it.
And then, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, he's right there, dude.
But
I mean, he's right.
The only thing that I freaking hate, and you see it so much, and they try to do it with us too, is he's beating guys who are 120 pounds, and the things that he's doing aren't impressive. Okay, we had a lineup of guys come for the show, and it's like, okay, who do you want to wrestle? You want to wrestle this guy, and every time we'd go to the lineup, they would give us the smallest guys in the groups and say, oh, you guys are going to wrestle these guys in a squash match. Right. And I'd say, hell no, fuck that. And the agent would be like, why? Because he's too small.
Yeah.
Well, so that's good. You guys are squashing him anyway. No. If I want to kick somebody's ass, I'm going to kick somebody's ass that matters.
Right.
I swear to God, it pisses me off because you have two guys going to the ring, and combined, they don't weigh 250 pounds. Yeah. And then Ryback comes out, he squashes them. Yeah, great, you kick somebody's ass. That's like me going to a daycare and beating the shit out of kids and going, what you doing, little boy? Boom, 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 boom. I'm the man.
No, you're right. No, you're right, man. I mean, and not only that, dude, but we'll see what happens, dude. I mean, it's a lot of times you take, I mean, a guy like Tenzai, bro. Poor Tenzai, man. Giant Bernard over in, right? Giant Bernard, he was a huge star over in Japan, right? Right, and then they bring him into WWE, and they even had the vignettes, dude. They were hyping him up big, man. They had said this guy was going to be a big deal, and now he's jobbed out. Dude, he was jobbed out on Raw last night, dude. He's working WWE Superstars match, and this is a dude that was huge overseas in Japan, dude. They promised him something big in WWE. They were going to put him in a main event program with John Cena upon his return to WWE, right? They were going to put him in an angle with John Cena, and then they reversed course, or they changed course, dude. And now look at him, bro. I mean, how do you think a guy like that feels, dude? Is promised big things in WWE, was a huge star in Japan, signed to WWE contract, they got him under lock, and then he gets fucked, man. I mean, how do you think a guy like that feels? You know?
And this is a thing, and a lot of guys aren't politicians, and guys like Albert, Albert's a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Up and down, left and right, you can't really go through the business and find a lot of people that'll say Albert's a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I mean, first time when I came to the company, and I met him, he was literally open arms and, hey, how you doing? This is what you need to do, kid. And I was like, thank you very much.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
He's not a bad guy, and he's also not a politician like that. And a lot of guys aren't.
Yeah, but he's got to be. I mean, he may not come out and outright say it that he's pissed off, dude. But come on, man, he was a megastar. He was a main eventer over in Japan, dude. Then WWE picks him up. Like I said, dude, they promised him big things, and then he comes over. And I know he's not a politician, but you know that inside he's got to be thinking to himself, "What the fuck, man? Are you serious?"
Look at somebody like Low Key.
Right.
Low Key. I'm sorry. But I think Daniel Bryan's an amazing wrestler. I think CM Punk's an amazing wrestler. But I think Low Key, literally, does things and has psychology that just makes no freaking sense how great it is. Okay?
Right.
You can you can give Low Key the worst wrestler in the world, he will make him look like $1 million.
Right.
Well, because he believes and he knows what he can do. And you take a guy like that and you just run him out of the company.
Yeah, and they do it all the time, man. They do it all the time to these guys, man. It's sad, to be honest with you, and people, some people, like you said, dude, guy like Tenzai, guy like Albert, Giant Bernard, whatever you want to call him, man, he doesn't, he's not a politician, like you said, so he takes it in stride, and I think, you know him, obviously, and not a lot better than I do, but, Jay, you know what I mean? Jay's the type of guy who, he's jobbed out every week, dude, and he knows that if I speak up or if I try to say something, I'm gonna be forced out of here. He doesn't speak up, man. We heard from him. I know we had the Twitter thing a couple weeks ago, dude, but he doesn't speak up, and he just kind of keeps his mouth shut and keeps his job in the process, Well,
the one, and this is the thing that fans don't really see. One of the reasons that me and Jay were so successful is because I, was lucky. I was looking up to be around guys who were good politicians, and they liked me enough to say, hey, You guys are doing this wrong. You guys are. I always think we're blessed because we have guys like Viscera, Batista, Umaga, Edge. Guys like that will sit down and talk to us and tell us the right way to do things, the wrong way to do things. Sometimes we had to learn the hard way, but the majority of the time, we learned how to talk to Vince. We learned how to talk to the writers.
Right.
We learned how to talk to the agents, you know?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, and I know tomorrow, because it's going to be on a report somewhere, and the fans are going to be mad at me for saying this, but the fans don't matter to WWE.
No, you're right.
Okay?
You're right. No, they don't. They're all about making money, dude. WWE's all about making money. They don't care about fans.
The fans matter to UFC. Dana White cares what his fans think.
Right.
That's why he gives them the fights that they ask for.
Yeah.
Alistair Overeem versus Brock Lesnar.
Right.
That's a fucking fight I want to see.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Dana, you know what? Dana came out.
Happen.
Dana came out a couple months ago, man. Brock was supposed to meet up with Dana, and the meeting didn't go that well. But Dana,
it's the worst meeting I've ever.
Well, you know what, dude? But Dana came out last week, and somebody, I think it was Ariel, right? Ariel Helwani asked him, what about Brock coming back to UFC? And Dana was Dana knows he's a smart businessman, man, and he told Ariel last week. He said if Brock wants to come back, I'll have him back. I'll bring him back. So he's not,
the fans what they ask for.
Right. If that's what the fans want to see, Dana will give it to him. Vince is the complete opposite, bro. It's what Vince wants, and if the fans don't like, it's what Vince wants, man.
I'm honestly gonna stop you and say that's a lie.
What?
I'm gonna call you out and say that's a lie because Vince wants to give the fans what they want. The problem is Vince doesn't know what the fans want.
There you go. Okay, I'll give you that.
And Vince is told what the fans want by others.
Yeah.
And those others, they don't care what the fans want. They know how things should be and how they should go.
Right.
No,
you're right. You're right.
And that's the thing. I'm gonna be honest here. Vince gets a really bad rap when it's other people who are really the cause of things. Because you got to remember, you're running a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
You don't have time to look at every A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Right.
You put people in charge of things, and you hope that they give you an honest opinion. Not just their opinion, but an honest opinion. That's one of the problems, is that Vince doesn't get the opinion of the fans to him directly as much as he should. Because because honestly, and nobody takes this as offense. Don't start tweeting me tomorrow that you're an asshole. But you guys they ask for a lot of stuff, and then when they get it, they're never appreciative for it.
Right. No, you're right. Let me ask you this while we're on the subject of Vince McMahon. We'll say, Vince McMahon probably going to be booking WWE on his deathbed, right? We all know that, dude. But let's say this, man. Vince McMahon already starting to kind of groom Triple H, right? Trying to groom Triple H over. What happens when Triple H and Steph take over that company? Does it improve? The way I feel, bro, is Triple H, granted, guy gets a lot of shit from a lot of people, right? But he's more with the times, dude. I think he's more with 2012, where Vince is still stuck in the 80s and early 90s, man. So what happens when Triple H and Steph take over? Does the company get better? Do we go more edgy? I know the PG product right now has a lot to do with advertisers and Linda McMahon's Senate campaign, etc., etc. But when Triple H and Steph take over that company, what do you think, dude? Is it for the better or is it for the worse?
You know what?
I think it's for the better.
You've already answered your own question because they've been taking over for the last year.
Right. But
no, and I'm not even being shy, but Hunter's in charge now. Hunter runs everything now.
Yeah, but you know what? Vince approved.
When Vince gives you something, Vince is a man's man. Okay, plain and simple. Vince is a man's man who is a Teddy Roosevelt, kind of man, kind of like I'm a big Teddy Roosevelt fan, and that's one of the things we like to both share. And I'm a big Martin Luther King fan, so we both share that. But Vince is a man's man to the point of, if you want an opportunity, I'm going to give it to you, and whatever happens is on you.
No, but come on,
Hunter right now, Hunter runs WWE.
Hunter runs WWE, plain and simple, no doubt. But be honest with me right now. Hunter can write an entire script for Raw or SmackDown. Who approves it? Even though Hunter's in charge right now, who approves it? You know Vince has the final say. And he still does. I mean, Vince has got the final say right now. So what I'm saying is, I know Triple H and staff and everybody else, I mean, they're running things right now. But as of right now, until Vince leaves, until Vince is no longer backstage or attending TV tapings, Raw and SmackDown every week, he's still got the final say, man. So, I mean, basically...
Vince's position, from what I'm told, has been very minimal as of late, and it's been very reduced, you know. And the one thing about fans is Vince McMahon is a character that has been created to such biblical proportions to fans that whenever anything bad happens, fans automatically blame Mr. McMahon.
Right.
But Vince really has pulled back, okay, and he's let Hunter run his thing. Vince has pulled back and let Hunter hire people, decide on who goes where, on what goes where. If you've noticed the structure of the company itself has changed drastically.
No, it has.
Last year and a half.
It has.
People are quitting. If you've noticed, people are quitting in droves. Never in the history of WWE have people quit the company more than in the last 3 years.
I'll give you that. I mean, Triple H has taken over, right? As far as backstage duties and things like that, no doubt, it's a grooming process right now, dude. There's no doubt that Triple H has definitely taken over a lot of things. But I feel like, as far as creative is concerned, you know better than anybody, Vince is still sitting in on those creative meetings, bro.
Oh,
and
he's
still there.
Right now. It's okay. This is further evidence that it's Hunter's show. Watch the show and see who's getting pushed, and look at the angles, and then look at Hunter's past angles, and see the similarities between them.
Well, the whole tag team push right now is all Hunter, and we've been putting that up on the website right now, that it's all Hunter that has. I mean, that's his thing, is the tag team division right now, and I think there's plans for the Divas later this year, but that's all Hunter right now.
Yeah,
but
that's the thing. You see, a lot of fans think like, oh, he's only getting the tag. No, he has a huge role. Hunter is the boss right now. He's the man, and you know what? Honestly, I'm one of those people where I hope he succeeds bigger than Vince. I want him to succeed bigger than Vince.
I need a job, man. I need a job. I need a job for the next 20 or 30 years, man. You know what I'm saying?
No. That's the thing. It's like, I really, like, I'm a wrestling fan first, and then I'll comment and be like, okay, I don't like this guy. There's certain guys I can't stand. There's certain guys I love, but
right.
I'm one of those guys where I would rather see people succeed, even my enemy.
Right.
I'd rather see them succeed in something good than see them fail horribly, and do nothing with their life.
Right.
So it's like Hunter is one of those, like, Hunter taking over the company. This is his show right now. Raw is his show. SmackDown is his show. This is his company right now. Vince is still taking the blame for a lot of shit that he's deciding, But it's like, it's kind of that aura back in the '80s, and you're like, who, like, this man, isn't he an announcer? And you don't know who's in charge when you realize that he's the boss.
Well, I feel like you're right, bro. I mean, Triple H it's definitely his show, Raw and SmackDown, definitely his show. He's running things backstage, right? We know that, dude. But when it's all said and done, even though it's Hunter's show, Raw and SmackDown both, when it's all said and done, as of right now, dude, Vince is still there. He's still backstage at Raw and SmackDown, and he's still given the final approval for the creative script that goes out there on Monday night. So, with him still being there, I mean, he's still got a lot to say. But no, you're absolutely right as far as Hunter taking over. You're right.
You know what it is? It's like the way they used to groom guys back in the day for Mafia and stuff. You have the Don would never just walk away.
Right.
The Don would sit there, and he'd have his right-hand man who he's groomed to take over.
Exactly.
And he'd be like, this is how we do this. This is how we do this.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
And then one day he'll say, hey, why don't you take this meeting?
Yeah. No, that's.
Why don't you do this meeting? Why don't you? And that's what's been happening for the last 4 years.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's a great analogy. great analogy. Yeah.
Vince pretty much is sitting there, like Hunter's sitting in the chair, but Vince is standing behind him.
Exactly.
And he's not looking over his shoulder.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
He's just putting his hand there, saying, "Hold on, don't make that move just yet."
Right.
That's all.
Right.
Because you gotta remember, the old man's getting old. I always tease him like, you're old. He's getting up there.
Somebody in the chat room, give me what's Vince? Vince is, what is he? 60, 67? I don't think he's 70 yet, man. I think
Vince
he's
is 30.
How old?
Vince is like the boogeyman, like Marty Wright. He's 30.
Yeah. Vince thinks he's a teenager, bro. No doubt, dude. He definitely thinks he's a teenager.
Hey, Vince is like you know boogeyman. I just talked to him the other day. Vince is 30, like boogeyman.
Yeah.
He's 30.
All right. Yeah.
Vince and the boogeyman will outlive me. I guarantee you.
He's but everybody in the chat room, everybody in the chat room says he's 67, so he is getting up there, bro. I mean,
the boss is getting up there.
Yeah,
and, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, man. I remember one time we're sitting in the back, and a guy came to Vince, like, "Hey, how you doing, sir? Ready to get see?" I even forgot the guy's name. He goes, "Thanks for having me come again, sir." And Vince's like, "Oh, yeah, thank you very much, great." And then he goes to Taker, says, "Oh, hey, nice to see you again, Taker." And then Taker's like, "Oh, yeah, what's up? Yeah, great." And the guy walked away. And then Taker and Vince looked at me and was like, "Who the fuck was that?" And I was like, "He's been on development for like 3 years now." And they're like, "Whatever." It was like, "We don't remember." Like, even Vince said to me, he was like, "I don't remember these guys' names because they're in one day, they're gone the next."
Right, yeah, exactly.
And it's like, it's hard to have passion for guys, especially when they're coming and going. Like you saw in the documentary, the trailer for the documentary, and those are really startling numbers when you look at it.
Right.
Like some of the guys that I know who were in developmental, and I went to developmental when there were guys like Johnny Jeter, Paulie Normus, Matt Capitelli,
yep.
You know what I'm saying,
Yep.
Carlito, Horseshoe, Aaron Aguilera. I had a Chris Masters, CM Punk. We had a Elijah Burke. You know what I'm saying? We had an army of guys who were just super talented down there in OVW. And out of all those guys, I remember one day we're in a locker room, and I'm looking around. I looked at Nitro. I said, "Holy shit, we're part of the veteran group." And he said, "What?" And I was like, "Dude, nobody from our class is here." And then me and Nitro looked around, and we're like, "Holy shit." Between us, there's like maybe 5 guys out of 180 guys that we knew from the business, like Mark Bell, Smelly, him and we started together, and it's like we always like every time we go to California, by his way, we always say what's up to him, and it's like, "Man, shit, how old is your son now?" And he's like, "This kid's growing," and we're like, "Man, how old are we?" And it's hard to believe, but if you stay in the company for more than 5 years,
right,
you're a veteran in some respects.
Right.
If you stay in a company more than 8 years, you're pretty old.
Yeah.
By company standards, because I remember me and Shelton were talking about it, and Shelton was like, the only people from his class left are him, Randy, and Cena.
Yeah, no, it's
crazy. And they had Brock, they had Batista, they had Nick Dinsmore, Rob Conway, Doug Basham.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Les Thatcher. They had an army of guys. Sean O'Hara, Mark Chindragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a whole bunch of guys who were amazing talent.
God, poor Dinsmore, man. They gave him, Dinsmore as far as, with that whole Eugene gimmick. I mean, come on, dude. You know what I mean? That guy's so talented, dude. He's working the indie scene right now, dude. If you guys go, you can YouTube some of Dinsmore's matches, man. Eugene from WWE. Before he went to WWE, man, some of that guy's work. Yeah.
Watch Nick Dinsmore versus Chris Benoit, and Chris Benoit was like, "This motherfucker keeps on going," and I don't know where he's getting it from.
Right, yeah, it's crazy. Yo, let me get some plugs out of the way right here. We're gonna be taking some live phone calls. I got Shad Gaspard from Crime Time, formerly known Crime Time, you guys know Shad Gaspard, JTG, and WWE from a couple years ago. If you guys want to call up, you can do so. It's 518-712-3070. Once again, 518-712-3070. You can also get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there. And Matt Boone, I had to let him go, man. He's in a car. He's coming back from Tampa, Florida. He's going all the way up to Jacksonville, so it's cutting in and out, so I had to get rid of him. He's going to be back next Tuesday night, so it's going to be me and Shad here for, the next 20 minutes to a half hour or so, and then we'll get out of here. Caller, you're cool to do that, right? You got like 20 minutes, half hour?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, no doubt. Caller,
hey, for you, I got you.
All right, no doubt. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio with Shad Gaspar. What's going on, man?
Ryan, Shad, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man.
This phone call is coming straight from the Bronx, New York.
There you go, Brooklyn.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's up, man? What you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got a couple questions for Shad and for you. But first, I'm gonna start with Shad. Shad, I got a question. What do you think is gonna happen with the John Cena replacements? Is they're saying that they're looking to replace John Cena, that he's getting old? Or what do you think is the man they're gonna have chosen to replace Cena, if anything?
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Cena ain't gonna be replaced. I have no idea what's going on in wrestling. Okay, I rarely watch. The last time I watched was when Jay wrestled Ryback. That was a few months ago. I really don't watch wrestling like that. But I know one thing: John Cena's not going to be replaced. The last thing I heard about John Cena is he's wearing pink now, so that means Ziggler can't wear pink no more. We were wearing jeans. Like honestly, we started wrestling in tights at first, and then Hunter and Shawn Michaels came to me. I Jace wrestling jeans, and I would wear wrestling tights and boots. And Jay was my hype man, and I was a big, 320 pounder. And we did a match, and Hunter came back and said, "Oh no, you guys need to wear jeans, and you need to wear jeans to look more gangster." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." So the next day I bought Tim's jeans, and I wore like that. The following day, I was told that I'm not allowed to wear Tim's and jeans because I look like John Cena. And I'm like, I'm 6'7" and black. And over 300 pounds, how do I look like John Cena? and I was told by an agent, he said, "Oh, you look like John Cena, take it off, change it up." And I said, "Okay." Well, Hunter told me to. Oh, Hunter said it? Oh, never mind, you're okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you right now, John Cena has fought tooth and nail for his position. He is stabbed and killed and, plundered, for that position. So he's not giving it up no time soon. Sorry. It ain't happening.
All right, Chef. So how you feel about what they doing to your man up in there, to JTG? How you keep screwing him week after week? How you feel about that? And about them coming back to Brooklyn on the 16th?
I feel like Jay has a beautiful daughter. I feel like Jay has a beautiful wife. I feel like Jay has a happy family, and that's what he's more concerned about more than anything besides wrestling.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio with Shad Gaspar. What's going on, man?
Hey, hello, Shad. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to give a shout out to my friend that listens to this show each and every week. His name is Stephen Hamilton. I want to give a shout out to him. He lives in Georgia. But the question I had for y'all, I wanted to know, what are y'all's thoughts on the Aces and Eights and the current TNA product?
I have no idea what that is.
How come you ain't got that accent from down in the South? Y'all, we all think about them. We all think about them.
What's Aces and Eights?
We all think about them Asian and Eights down in TNA. No, he's Asian and Eights. They're a masked group over in TNA. Bunch of ex-WWE stars coming in. Basically, they're gonna reveal, at Bound for Glory. They've been hyping that up over the last couple of months.
I know about that. Yeah, okay, no, I know about that. Yeah, I know who the guys are.
Yeah, there's I know a couple of them. A couple of them.
It just actually three of the guys just told me what the gimmick the other day. They were like telling me about the whole gimmick. Yeah.
So give it up. What do you got for us? I know they were talking about.
I'm not gonna tell you who they are.
Ah, come on. No, I know. Yo, listen. I know one. I can tell you right now, and I think you know him, or I think you're pretty good friends with him. I'm not sure,
I'm
but
pretty
you
good
ain't.
friends with a lot of people.
All right. You ain't gotta confirm or deny, but I know this one for a fact. I know Luke Gallows is one of the guys, and I know
Luke Gallows, that fat boy. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. He's out of shape.
Right.
It's not like he wrestles every week. He's a cute guy. I don't see him as a wrestler though.
Get the fuck out of here. You know damn well, dude. So Luke is one of them guys, and you guys know Luke Gallows, formerly known as Festus in WWE. That's another dude, man. We're talking about Nick Dinsmore and Eugene. We're talking about Luke Gallows.
Is one of the most talented men that got fucked over.
Yeah, seriously. No. So they're gonna reveal aces and eights coming up at Bound for Glory. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up, man?
Hi. I'm a big fan of Shad.
You're live with him right now, dude. You want to ask him something?
Yeah. Trust me, I've been watching wrestling since I was like 9 years old, and I even watched your debut with JTG and all, but I was wondering, why didn't you put a tag team titles on y'all?
You know what? There's so many answers to that question. You know what I'm saying? And none of them lead to anywhere good. And it's one of those things that's been redundant and told over and over again. But, I could really give you like 1,000 different answers and rumors. But it's, the gist of it is, it just wasn't put on us, man. Yeah, seriously. That's one of the most heavily answered like questions I get all the time. Like, oh man, why didn't we get tag team champions? And we were once told that we were too over to be tag team champions. So they had to build everybody else around us. They gave the belts to the Rednecks, Cade and
who was it? It was Lance.
Murdoch.
Lance. Yeah, Trevor Murdoch.
They gave it to Cade and Murdoch because nobody liked them, so they were like, well, give them the belts, and then people will hate them, and we can try to draw the current time. That didn't happen.
There you
go. Then they were given to everybody else except for us because they were like, well, you guys are over. You guys win, the fans cheer for you. You guys lose, the fans cheer for you. You guys go out there and shit your pants and mess up on your promo, but it looked really good, so the fans cheer for you.
Right. Right.
We could do no wrong, so they felt that we didn't need the belts, and they usually now they give the belts to certain people to build them up. But it's like we get double answers. So one reason be like, oh, you guys don't need the belts because you're over. But then they'll give it to John Cena and Shawn Michaels when, we're trying to make sure they're known as a tag team, but nobody's buying it. Okay, well, now we're going to give the belts to these guys, and then we're going to get these guys, and these guys.
I think they said we're going to wait 5 years, and then we're going to put it on a team called Primetime.
What? Honestly, man, I personally would have expected them to give them the belts by now because they need help getting over. They don't get over on their own. They're two, I'm sorry, but two black men that come out and they wrap their legs together and they swing hidey ho, that's not gangster. That's not player.
Right.
That's you put a girl in between them, that's kind of player.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't cross swords, but two big black men hugging and swinging their arms, hidey ho.
Yeah.
That's not really, a big seller in the black community or any community that I know of, besides, the rainbow community.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up? He says the rainbow community. What's up, man? You're live on WZR.
There's anything wrong with that.
No. Don't get yourself in trouble, bro. Caller, you're live. What's up, man?
Hey, this is Chris from Long Island, New York. I have two questions. One about wrestling and one about acting.
All right.
Yeah. Let's do the wrestling first, and then you can answer the wrestling and then hang up on me after the acting. But the wrestling is, how do you feel, both of you guys, how do you feel about Tensai sandbagging, I guess it's Ryback, one? And two, I told, I guess Shaq started this on Twitter a couple of times. I want to be an actor myself, taking acting classes.
Okay, I know you are. He does that, you are.
I'm sorry?
I know exactly where you are because you said that.
Okay, Crystal Point, yeah. But, yeah, I'm taking acting classes in the city. Matt Newton's acting classes. A little cheap pop, I guess, I don't know. But, basically, I'm kind of nervous because there's, like, different people with different experiences there. And, when to, like, perform there, like, in front of camera. And I'm trying to think, like, what can I do to, like, make myself act like myself without getting, like, too nervous, like, around the people that are more experienced than I, you know? Like you said earlier about, like, you're no John Cena. I mean, in my opinion, you're probably better than him. No offense to John Cena. You know Rock.
No. It's not offense. If you said I was like John Cena, I'd be offended. But no, honestly, man, you know what? And this is how I got comfortable being in front of the camera. I talked to myself in every situation. So when I was in the car driving, I, cut promos in, like, the rearview mirror. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the shower, I cut promos. When I got out of the shower and I was in the mirror, I cut promos. When I was in the gym working out, I was cutting promos, and I was always, finding a character in me.
What's your wife thinking about that? What the fuck is he doing in there? She's probably thinking.
No. She knew I was crazy the day she met me.
Oh,
so,
all right.
she was like, oh yeah, you're crazy, but it's fucking good. So yeah, we're cool on that. No, but honestly, the only way to be confident in acting, okay, is to just know that you suck, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right. And go in there and just say, hey, whatever I give them, that's what I got.
Right.
You can't go in there trying to be something you're not. Every actor is something different. There's no two actors are gonna do the same role the same exact way.
Yeah, you know who does a lot of that? And we put up some videos on YouTube, dude. I forget what the name of the thing is, but the improv thing, right? John Morrison goes out there, dude, and it's all.
I've watched a bunch of them for him.
Right, dude.
I've been in the crowd cheering him on.
Yo, that shit is so good, dude. I mean, it's all off the top of his head, man. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. I couldn't do it. I'll be straight up honest with you. I go out there and fucking freeze up, dude, and have no idea what I'm doing. I'd walk off stage, you know what I mean, dude? But I mean, he's good, man. I mean, a lot of that stuff on YouTube that I forget what the name of it is, dude. He does something
off the cuff. I think that one of them is off the cuff.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I forget the one off the top of my head, but yeah, he does a lot of improv, and I'm very impressed by it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what was the second question?
Something about Tenzai sandbagging Cena.
Oh, okay. Two things. I was in Guyana wrestling Viscera, and this is a 400-pounder, you know what I'm saying, veteran, and, we're in Guyana, it's hot as hell.
You have you talked to Viscera? He's a good friend of mine, man. I talked to him.
I love this, yeah.
Dude,
every time I get a chance, I try to give him a call.
Right, Nelson is awesome, dude. I talked to him.
Guy.
Yeah, I talked to him about 2 weeks ago, man. He's actually going to come on here, dude. He's going to be on WZR Radio. Nelson is the nicest guy. Wait till you guys hear him, man. I'm going to have him on here, and we'll shoot the shit.
One of the best veterans in the business.
Yeah, bro. He is such a nice guy. We're going to have him on here, dude. We should have both. We'll have both of you guys on, man. We'll come on here and we'll shoot the shit. You guys can talk about the match, whatever you're talking about, whatever you're going to get into right now. You know what I mean?
He'll tell you. It's like he turned around because I also just pick him up and slam him. And so he turned around and fed into me, and he tripped. And I caught him, and I still got him up. Okay?
Right.
And, I did the gimmick where, I'm about to slam him, and then I fall back, and he falls on top, and he crushes me. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I'm so sorry. So I was like, man, don't worry about it. That's the thing. Tajiri is the heaviest dude in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go in the ring trying to pick up Tajiri, you know what I'm saying, softly. If I'm gonna pick you up, I'm gonna pick you up. And if you help me, it makes it easier for you.
Right.
The problem that fans don't realize, and this is the thing, I love Ryan Reeves, he's a good guy, but if you want to be the strong guy, be the strong guy.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista has a bad back. He had a bad back for 5 years. Refused to get surgery on it. Didn't get surgery on it till just last year.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And Dave Bautista had to powerbomb Umaga. Okay?
Yep.
You don't, if you're going to be the strong guy, be the fucking strong guy. Don't blame anybody. Don't say, oh, he sandbagged me. No. I can pick people up. I deadlift close to 600 pounds, and I'm about 30 pounds lighter than I've ever been. But I'm still strong as hell.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, no. What do you think about Batista's fight coming up, man? He's got a fight next week, and actually, I mean, he's been fucked, bro. He had one opponent, right? He had Rashad Evans, not the UFC Rashad Evans.
I know. I've actually been watching it real close.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to talk to Dave because, like, he's like, you know, what's funny? We're both doing our things in Hollywood, and every time I'm doing something, I hear about Dave.
Yeah.
And every time I know he's doing something, they tell him about me, and they're like, "Oh, I met this guy named Shaq Gaswell." He's like, "Oh, God damn it."
Yeah, we had. I mean, Matty Boone, my co-host, was on here, you know, in hour number 1 before we had to cut him off, dude. I mean, basically, he was supposed to fight that Rashad Evans guy, and that was basically a jobber, right? It was nobody. He was gonna go in there.
I saw some videos of him. He's from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
He's a decent fighter. He's not a great fighter. He's a decent fighter.
Yeah.
And it'd have been a really good first fight for Dave.
All right,
so
no doubt, definitely a good first fight. So he gets injured, right? And then this other guy steps up, right? And he gets arrested or something, dude. Came out on TMZ yesterday. So now they got this replacement fighter, like this third guy, man. He's on the third opponent. I guess this third guy, Boone was saying this new guy is supposed to be the real deal. You know what I mean? He's fought. Is his name
Sparks or Ryan's son?
Hold on a minute. I'll get you the name. But I guess he's fought. Boone was saying he's fought Tim Sylvia, and he's lost to him.
I know who he is.
Hold on.
Okay.
What's his name?
I know exactly who he is. You know, you don't even have to, because I know Tim. Tim's a friend of mine. Me and Tim met in Japan a while back ago, and Tim's a good guy.
Yeah.
And the guy he's fighting, I sparred with that guy before.
Vince Lucero, is that the name, right?
Lucero.
Yeah, that's his name. He's a 40-year-old. The press release says he's a 40-year-old MMA veteran. He's had 11 KOs, 42 professional fights. He's fought Tim Sylvia. He's fought.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
no,
that's.
I thought somebody else, Ryan something.
No. Ryan something may have been his second fight, dude. But this is the new guy. But he's had 42 fights, 11 KOs. So he's decent.
You know what? I do know that I've been told by a lot of guys, like, you know, that, you know, I've seen, you know, Dave's videos and training, and I know he's been prepping really hard for this.
Yeah.
You know, this is something that Dave's been preparing for the last, like, you know, 5-6 years.
Right.
So I'm not really worried about it for him.
Yeah.
You know, an opponent's an opponent. And
right.
when it's your first fight, you know, you really don't care.
Yeah.
Because you got so much pent-up anger and so much pent-up aggression inside of you, and you want to just do good. So you don't really care who you fight. It's going to make sure you try to go as scientific at it as possible.
I think he'll be all right, dude. I mean,
I'm not worried about it.
Like you said, dude. He's been training hard, dude. He's been training for a while for this fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people. That's the thing. Fans don't realize that Dave, you know, he's Filipino. They're born warriors.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. What's that? Do I hear your little son in the background? Is that who I hear?
Yeah, my son.
Yeah. It sounds like a cutie. Listen to him.
Yeah. He's a terror, god dang it. Pisses me off because he's so damn cute.
Yeah, right. That's how I feel about my little niece, dude. I got a little niece, dude. She's so fucking cute. So smart, dude. So smart. All right, guys.
So much you want to beat him up,
right? Exactly, dude. Exactly. All right, guys. You can call us up. It's 518-712-3070. We're gonna be here for about. We're gonna be here for 5 or 10 more minutes, and then we're gonna get out of here. Let you guys go for the night. But it's 518-712-3070. Call up, man. Shaq Gaspard live right now, man. We got open phone lines. Here's one right here. Callie, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, what's happening, Chad? I think a question I asked last week, I ask it again to you, Chad. Do you think Jeff Hardy will ever come back to WWE, ever? Maybe Royal Rumble or something like that?
If they're paying the right money, why not?
Well, you know what, dude? While we're on the subject of Hardy, I mean, listen, I don't think Hardy needs the money, bro, and I think I don't know if Hardy wants to work that schedule. You know what I mean? I mean, Hardy's in good financial shape, you know.
I know. I mean, I'm not even saying it like to be disrespectful, like he's in bad financial shape. It's just, you know, if you offer me $2,000 coming to WWE right now, I'm like, nah, that sounds like a really bad deal in my situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a really, really good situation right now.
Yeah.
You know, all my, like, the majority of my businesses and dealings that I'm doing are all going pretty well, so I'm not in a financial bind.
Well, you know if you go.
I'm gonna give you $1 million. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
But you know what? If you go back to WWE, I mean, your acting career is basically they're not gonna let you do that. You know what I mean, dude? So.
And that's one thing for me personally. I wouldn't. That would be a no-go for me. That would be a deal breaker for me.
So, well, would you try to work something out where you said, I mean, it probably wouldn't happen. They'd probably tell you to fuck off, to be honest with you, if you told them.
Well, the last time I talked to them, because I got a call from them a while back ago, and that subject came up, like how would I feel about my acting and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't want to give that up because that's my. You understand? We're independent contractors when you work for WWE.
Yeah.
That's clearly it's what we're told. We're independent contractors. Okay?
Yeah.
As an independent contractor and a member of SAG, there are things that I'm not asking WWE for that I do receive from the Screen Actors Guild.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah.
And I would rather still get my stuff that I get from the Screen Actors Guild and be with WWE if that can work. But for me to be with the Screen Actors Guild, I have to work a certain amount of times so that I can keep on getting those benefits.
Gotcha,
you know?
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you this, dude. If WWE came to you, right, and this is just, I mean, let's say WWE said, Shab, we want you back. You would obviously say, listen, if I come back to WWE, you would negotiate and say, if I came back to WWE, I would still want to be allowed to work, you know, films and do things, you know, outside projects. What if they offered you, you know, if they said, all right, you come back to WWE and we'll give you a role in one of our WWE films?
I'd say, please don't do that to me.
No? Would you?
No, if they told me like that, I'd be, because Steve Barnett, who's used to be one of the main guys at WWE Films, and I talked to religiously when I was with the company. Yeah. He taught me a lot about the business of movies, and it honestly prepared me for when I went to Hollywood. Yeah. And one of the first things that he taught me was WWE doesn't know the business for movies. He knows the business of movies, but WWE really didn't know the business of making movies. Right. And that's one of the problems. You know, it's like you can have all the money in the world. That doesn't make a good movie, you know?
Right.
What makes a good movie is the right people running the show, the right people, you know, producing the film. Producers play a very important role. They don't just give money. You know, some do, but they're also line producers. They're also scene producers, you know? And one of the things WWE Films didn't have, from what I know when I was with the company, and what I see in a lot of their movies, is they don't have a clear and present game plan of what the market wants.
Right.
So they try to tell the market what they want.
Well, it's the same thing with the WWE product, dude. they don't know what the fans want.
There you go. It comes from the same mindset of, you know, I'm going to tell the people what they want. But it's like I said, Vince isn't always told what people want. Like, it's not as big a disconnect as this, but you know how Mitt Romney comments sometimes on things like, I'm a Republican. Yeah. All right, and Jay will and some people laugh. But I'm a Republican, you know, for whatever reason I am. But I'm a smart Republican.
You got a big debate. You got that big debate coming up too. I'm looking forward to that, man. We'll see what.
You know what? I'm a Republican for Obama because honestly, Mitt Romney's plan is really stupid.
It is, dude. It really is, bro. People don't understand. You gotta keep. Obama's already started something, right? He's already been in there for 4 years. You can't take him out now, dude. You gotta give him another. It doesn't happen in 4 years, man. You gotta give him another 4 years to go on and finish out his plan. If Mitt Romney comes in and changes things up, man, and comes in with this whole plan, it's gonna fuck everything up, man. Don't vote for Romney, please, dude.
Dude, man, honestly, I mean, I've gotten heat for this on, like, my wife told me I'm not allowed to talk on Twitter no more to fans because she's like, you're saying too many smart things to dumb people and they just don't care.
That's what it is.
I'm like, all right, sorry.
We got smart fans. WZR Radio's got smart fans, dude. We got the smartest fans in the world, but everybody else, fuck them, dude.
But you know, the thing about it is it's that disconnect. You know, I can tell you how it is to grow up in Brooklyn, New York, in the '90s and the '80s. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how it is to grow up in Brooklyn, New York, right now at this present time and day, because I haven't lived in New York for over 12 years.
Okay?
Right.
Now, you know, I'm not going to try to tell somebody who's from New York their story. Vince doesn't know how it is to grow up, you know, in America as a minority or as a poor kid or, you know what I'm saying, a redneck or any of that kind of stuff. He knows what he knows from his heart, from what he sees, but he doesn't have that immediate connect.
Right.
So he has to ask somebody. And he doesn't ask them, you know, to be funny. He's asking them because he honestly wants to know. He's like, hey, what do people like? Like, I came to him one time with the kid from That's So Raven, the brother.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I came to him with the brother from That's So Raven, and I was like, oh, Vince, this is a Disney kid. He's like, oh, it's very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. And I shook the kid's hand. I was like, oh, yeah, you have a good time here. I was like, Vince, can we use him in the promo? And all the writers were like, oh, shit, he's going to be in the promo? This would be great. And Vince was like, well, I mean, we don't know his acting skills. I was like, Vince, he has his own TV show on Disney.
Yo, that's So Raven. Yeah, not only that, but That's So Raven is not. I mean, that's a big show on.
Yeah, that was a big show. At the time, it was really, and he just got his own like spin-off show.
Right.
And Vince was like, I didn't know.
A lot.
It's one of those things where it's like he liked the guy, you know, because he met him, it was nice, but he just doesn't know because you can't be mad at somebody for not knowing something.
But you know what? Yo,
people around him aren't telling him this.
A lot of people don't realize, like a lot of these Disney actors, like Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato, dude. That's where they got their start, man. On Disney, man. There's a lot of actors. There's a lot of actors that come out of Disney, man. That people, I mean, kids know who they are. It's like, yo, back in our day, right? We're watching Full House, right? You know, with you know the Olsen twins and everybody else, Full House and Family Matters and shit like that, dude. But now it's over on Disney and Nickelodeon, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? All these actors.
I worked out with one of the father of the kids for Big Time Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend, Eric the trainer. He's a nice trainer at Powerhouse Gym in California. Awesome guy.
Yeah.
You know, and my boy John Lee Brody. And we worked out together, and like he told me, like, oh yeah, my son is one of the kids from Big Time Rush. I'm like, oh my god, I know them.
Right?
Like, my niece loves them.
Oh my god. Yo, we just had Big Time Rush come up here to Albany, dude. Oh my god, man, Big Time Rush. I mean, tickets sell out to their concerts in like 5 minutes, dude. I went online and it was almost empty. I said, holy shit, dude, Big Time Rush is fucking the real deal, you know? And my little.
When they go to Atlanta, I'm getting like when they go to Atlanta, I'm getting my niece backstage passes and everything, and I'm gonna be the greatest uncle in the world.
Man, I wish you could have done that for my niece, bro. She just went for 2 months ago. She just went, dude. She was all excited. Oh my god, Big Time Rush is coming. Big Time.
I would have tried. I honestly would have tried for you, man.
Oh my god.
Because it was the funniest thing, because he was like, man, who the fuck is this? Like, he's training with us, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm training with you guys today. And I'm like curling 100-pound dumbbells, and they're like doing like 20 pounds, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Sorry."
Oh, dude, it's crazy, bro. I can walk into the other room right now, and there's Bieber posters and Big Time Rush, and what's the new one? One Direction or something like that, dude. Yeah. That's the new one, right? Yeah.
But you know, that's my thing. That's my thing with that fans don't understand is Vince. He's depending on other people to tell him what's cool, what's not cool, you know, and you know it's one of those things like with YouTube and Twitter, okay?
Yeah.
I became a star, and I got my push in WWE because of YouTube, because you know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. I got my push in WWE because of YouTube, because I put on YouTube my video for the HNIC, and I had a guy in OVW named Matt who's now running, or he runs FCW pretty much, and right. He like me and him made a video together just before he was anybody, and I did it for OVW. I put it on YouTube, and fans saw it, and they were like, "Oh my God, who the fuck is this kid?" The HNIC, and it took me like a week to make the video on a shitty camera, okay? Yeah. And I'm filming in my apartment and at a boxing gym and up in the attic of OVW and all these like grungy places. I'm training and doing so. And, you know, it caught the attention of a lot of people on the road, like all the agents. They're like, oh, this guy's on YouTube, you know, with a promo. Do we authorize this? And they're like, no. And then Vince saw it and was like, that's cool as hell, you know?
Right,
I want to see more of him. Bring him on the road. And that's how I got on the road. Then I did a video of me and Jay versus Kane and CM Punk, training for it. And that was our Crime Time game before we even knew what it was.
Yep.
And Vince was like,
this is the same guy. Oh, this is awesome. This is great. Yeah, we're gonna do this instead. You know, instead of you being the HNIC. Because Vince loved me being the HNIC. He was like, you get to come on TV as the head nigger in charge of it. So this is like when we were at the cross between the Attitude and PG. We're on the teetering pole of that era.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so it was one of those things where it's like, you know, we told people like YouTube and Twitter when it first came out, and me and Jay were tweeting and we're telling people, and I remember we had a meeting and John Cena stood up and said, "You guys are freaking idiots for tweeting and doing all this stuff and telling people you're eating a taco and this is stupid. This is stupid." Shawn Michaels stood up. "I don't understand this Twitter thing and how you guys are tweeting all the time and this is stupid. This is..." Now we are WWE Twitter. Look at Twitter. Hashtag. Shut up.
Yeah.
You like the parent who finds out about something cool, like, "Hey guys, look at me. I'm doing MC rap. Haha." Like, shut up.
It is, dude, yo. It is too, dude. Because they were so against social media, dude, and now it's all social media, dude. Everything revolves around social media in WWE.
I got yelled at for social media. I got yelled at because I got a stomach virus. We're coming from Mexico, and there's only like about 8 of us. And we had to fly from Mexico back to the United States because something happened and, you know, they needed us on TV. And we're like, okay. And so we're all going through our stuff and, you know, we're getting back to Mexico. We did a show, literally had to leave from the show, go to the hotel, pack our bags, leave from the hotel, go to the airport at like 3 or 4 in the morning, okay, in Mexico, drive to the airport like that's like 2 hours away, okay, get to the airport, wait there, get on the plane, fly to the United States, land, go to TV, do matches and all that kind of stuff. Okay? Through all this travel, I catch a virus. And I think I caught it when I was in the airport. I got breakfast and I drank some water because I didn't feel like, I don't drink soda or juice a lot. You know, I'm not a sugar guy.
Right.
And I caught a virus and I'm sick. And like I do my match on Monday. Tuesday I'm still sick. And I go to the doctor and I'm like, I'm sick. I feel like I'm going to throw up all the time, and it's like I'm shitting in my pants. And the doctor's like, "Okay, I'll give you a shot." He gives me a shot of something. Literally, I leave the doctor's office, and I'm walking, and I got a fart. And I fart, and then I feel it's wet. And I'm like, "Oh, crap." So I go to the bathroom, take my underwear off, throw it in the trash, put my shorts on, and I walk down to the locker room. My guts are bubbling, and I'm just like shitting everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? And next thing I go down, I'm like, "Doc, I'm so sick, and this is going on." I changed my pants and everything like that. He's like, all right, here, just take these pills. I took the pills. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I walk out of his office, and I'm literally start shaking, and I lay down on a massage table in the middle of the hallway, and I'm passed out, and I throw up, and I'm just throwing up on the floor. And it took Michael Hayes coming into that hallway, finding me, okay, literally just dying. Because I guess the pills that I took and the shot that I got, accelerated the virus even more. And I'm throwing up all over the place.
Man,
okay?
Man.
Freaking, they get Brooklyn Brawler and somebody else. Harvey, the guy with the glasses, got his name.
Whippleman. Harvey.
Whippleman, yeah.
Right.
They get me. They take me to the car, and I'm out. I have no idea what's going on. I'm literally being carried by underneath my arms. And I remember seeing people's faces, and they're like, "Oh shit, he got pilled up." And everybody thinks I'm on pill. Like I took a bunch of drugs and I took a bunch of pills.
Right.
And I'm like, and they carry me to the car. They threw me in the backseat of the car. They're driving. I have no idea where we're going. Next thing you know, I feel them carrying me somewhere, and then I fall, and then I look like I'm face down on the floor, and I'm looking behind me, and I see their feet running back into the car, and they jump into the car and drive off. And I just pass out. And when I wake up, the hotel staff has me on a couch, and they're like, "Who are you? What the hell just happened?" And I try to get words out. I'm like, "Shad, wrestler, WWE, Heath Slater's room. I'm with Heath Slater." And they're like, "Okay." They carry me to the room, put me in the bed, and I'm just like throwing up everywhere, just in the toilet every 5 seconds, and I pretty much like slept it off the night. In the morning time, Heath Slater tells me what happened. He's like, "People think I'm on pills, and there's a whole rumor going around that I got sick because I didn't want to lose to Matt Hardy in a match." And I was like, "What the fuck is that shit?"
Yeah.
And so I went on Twitter And I basically said, no, it's bullshit. You know?
Right.
And
right.
I told people what happened. I said, I got sick, got this, got that. And, you know, I went on Twitter talking about it. That's it. And I apologized to Matt, apologized to everybody for it. I said, I don't know what happened. I got a virus. I was like, Monday I was feeling kind of sick. Tuesday, the shit hit the fan, literally.
Literally. Yeah, literally.
You know, and, you know, I apologize for it.
Right.
But the thing that people don't know is I was about to be fired the next day.
Right, yeah, because they're not gonna. I mean, thinking somebody's on pills, they're not gonna put up with that, dude.
Exactly, because
right.
because a lot of people thought what happened to me was a lot of people thought I pulled to Ashley, which was the same thing with Ashley happened to Ashley, where she told about the show, and she was so out of it she couldn't even move at all.
How's she doing right now? Have you talked to her, Ashley Mazzara?
We were never really close.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I've seen her, and she looks at me like, "Oh, I know you from somewhere." I'm like, "I don't know where." Gotta go.
Nah, she last I heard, she wasn't that good, man. She was on the oxys, man. She was on the oxycontins, the strong shit too, dude. You know what I mean?
Matt Hardy can tell you stories for days, and you know,
Yeah,
I never really got close to her like that. Like, we were friends, we were nice people to each other.
Yeah.
But she just wasn't one of those girls that I got real close to and like wanted to talk to a lot. You know?
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. All right, dude. Well, that was a good story to end the show on. We got to get out of here, man. Yeah, that's it, man. We thanks for coming on here. What do you got going on, man? Plug some stuff. Twitter.com /Shabby.
I'm not gonna plug nothing right now. You know what? I honestly just called because I forgot to call last week and say what's up to you. So that was all I wanted to do. If I plug something, I'll tell you next time I come on. I know my documentary, my episodic documentary is gonna be coming out in about a week or two. So look out for that. And you know what? When that comes out, I'll come back on to talk about it.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll definitely do that. I'm gonna have Nelson on too. Big Daddy V, Viscera.
Big Viz.
Yeah, so we're gonna have him on. Maybe we'll get like a. Don't take this the wrong way. We'll get like a little three-way thing going on. You know, we'll have Big Daddy.
Hey.
No. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
It's more like a group activity than a three-way.
Yeah, right. No, I'll call you. I'll call you during the week, dude, and we'll set some stuff up. We'll talk and get it all sorted out. I put the feedback up. It's facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. So go there, put some feedback up. Go to Shad's Twitter account. Tell him, you know, how you felt about the show. It's pretty good, man. It was a good one, man. Yeah, that's what I like doing, man. I come on here, I shoot the shit. You know what I mean? Before we go, I gotta do this. I gotta do this one time while I got you on the line. I've always wanted to do this. So hold on 1 second. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I can't find it. All right, hold on. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. I'm fucking up. Hold on. I've always wanted to do this when you're on the line, so hold up a second. All right, here we go.
Yo, Chad Gaspard and JTG, it's prime time.
There's nothing good about you, sir. There's nothing good about you.
Gonna do, bringing it, what you gonna do? All right, dude, we're out of here. All right, Shad, it's been fun, bro. I'll get a hold of you during the week, dude. We'll figure something out, and we'll be back next Tuesday night, guys, 8 to 10 Eastern time. WZROnline.com. Go submit feedback on my Facebook page, and go to twitter.com/ShadBeast. Shad, thanks again, bro. Appreciate it.
No worries about it. One.
All right, dude. Later.